Holly Malachi coming to you from Southwest Washington on the coast where the Columbia River meets the Pacific Ocean. Today for you I've come up with a recipe that is strawberry cream cheese puff pastry cups. Let's go ahead and get started on the first step. You'll need to purchase frozen puff pastry and it comes looking just like this in a parchment paper bag. You just need to thaw it out on your countertop and flour your... I've got a baking board out here. I'm just going to flour first. And then just unroll your puff pastry onto the floured board. Came up with this recipe because I love puff pastry and I've never worked with it before, and I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to come up with a recipe for something that I really wanted to cook with in a long time. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is just take my rolling pin and roll this out to about a 12-inch by 12-inch square. You want to make sure you keep your puff pastry really cold, and if you thaw it out ahead of time, just keep it in the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. When the fat in the pastry gets cold and goes in the oven really cold, it'll steam and puff your pastry up really nicely, and that's what you want. Okay, I think just about got that where we want it. Maybe a little bit more down here. Okay. Now I'm just going to take my knife and cut this into 12 squares. Oops. Okay, now I'm going to get my cookie or muffin tin. Into each muffin tin. And you want to make it so that it's got tips, so you'll just stick the tips up like that. Okay, I've almost got all of my puff pastries into the tins, and if you get a bigger piece like this one is, just kind of fold it so the ends still stick up. And don't lay down on the sides. And the last one. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put this into the oven for 350 for about 13 minutes, and while I'm cooking the puff pastry, I'm going to take my semi-sweet chocolate chips and melt them and just stick them in a Ziploc bag, cut a little tip off the edge so we can drizzle the chocolate over when we're finished. And then when we come back, we will mix up our cream cheese filling. Let me go ahead and put these in. Okay, we're back, and our puff pastries have cooked for about 13 minutes, and they turn out just like this. Kind of come in all different shapes here, and I've got 4 that I'm going to go ahead and assemble and plate for you. The first thing we're going to do is just mix up our cream cheese filling, and that's a block of cream cheese, Philadelphia Original. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just going to mix this. You just grab a rubber spatula. Okay. You want to make sure your cream cheese is softened. Okay. Okay, you want to get it so it's pretty fluffy. Easy to just dollop into the puff pastry mix or puff pastry cup. Alright. I think that's pretty good. Okay. so let's assemble these four. I get my plate. And first comes the pastry cup. Use a spoon. Just stick a little cream cheese in each one of those. And the last one. Okay. Now, while the puff pastry was baking, I went ahead and melted my chocolate chips, and I added just a little bit of butter and half and half. And I put them in the bag. I'm just going to snip the end off really small so I can drizzle that as soon as I put the strawberries on. Now I've got the strawberries and a little bit of sugar, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar on here to sweeten them up, and then mix them up. Okay, now you're going to want to put about 2 strawberries on each cup. Okay, and now we'll drizzle the chocolate on. You can make the opening as big as you want for how much chocolate you'd like. Okay. I've got some mint from my garden that I'll put on here for garnish.
Stop.
Okay, so they're all ready except for I've got some mint from my garden that I'll just get out here that I clipped earlier today. And we have our strawberry cream cheese puff pastry cups. Let me just give them a try. They're like a little cloud. Heaven. They're very good. Please try them.